like an ongoing like debate, and frankly, it's no politician is going to make you happy 100% of the time. You have to assess. People do this individually. Groups do this, whether it's DSA or other groups. You need to assess. What's the net positive here? How much space should we give a politician to both accumulate power and then deploy it in the way that we want them to deploy it? And there is a tension between accumulating power and then deploying that power or taking positions and using their public voice to influence the outcomes of things. I mean, that's just the deployment of power. There's always a tension. And here is AOC answering a question. I can't quite remember where was she in this?
An event at the University of Chicago Institute of Politics.
And she's asked about crossing partisan lines to do stuff. And she says, the beginning of this gets a little cut off, but she says, I've crossed the partisan lines to deal with things like insider trading in Congress and pass legislation and whatnot. But then she also makes a point of saying, sometimes you have to be leery of these type of partnerships, but also, and I would argue, assess their value. And here's what she said.
And I care about results. I care about results. Now, there are certain places certain areas where I don't think that we should ignore some folks' record on some of these issues, right? It's about where we trust intent, where we trust where those outcomes are going. I personally do not trust someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene, a proven bigot and anti-Semite, on the issues of what is good for Gazans and Israelis. I don't think that it benefits our movement in that instance to align the left with white nationalists. I don't think it serves us. And so I think it's about looking at the context, the place, the results, the outcomes, intentions, and where we think that train would go. But as far as what someone says about me, I could care less. And, I think it's really about what our outcomes are. And to be honest, there are some areas where things will not get done if they're partisan because they are anti-establishment. There's bipartisan consensus on keeping and protecting stock trading in Congress. And so it's going to require a massive bipartisan consensus of people willing to come together across those differences to get it done.
All right, so apparently this was a controversial thing to say. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been speaking out about Israel. She has been speaking out against Trump's refusal to release the Epstein stuff. I don't know that she said anything else that aligns with my politics, but the idea that we, as the left or any that there should be some type of partnership here is just absurd. I am happy she's doing it. But to align with her is a mistake for many reasons. Like, I don't know who her constituency is. She may be peeling people off the right on this topic. That's great. But, what's the value of praising her? The value of praising her only goes to her. And it impacts people on the left. And there's every reason to distrust her. First off, Ryan Grimm, who more often than not I think has good takes, said something on that on Twitter, something to the effect of she sacrificed her career to go against Trump on these topics. And I'm sorry. That's not what happened here. Put up Number 10. This is what happened with Marjorie Taylor Greene. In July of 2025, in the Georgia Recorder, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says she'll not run for governor just weeks after taking a pass on entering Georgia's U.S. Senate race. Greene, a close ally of President Donald Trump, announced Tuesday she will not run for governor in 2026, citing a desire to focus on her district. She wants to focus on her district, okay? Incidentally, that's the first fucking lie.
Yeah.
Because the focus lasted from that moment only 6 months, not even 5. And a distaste for what she called Georgia's good old boy political system.
Yeah.
I am humbled and grateful by the massive statewide support that I have to run for governor. And if I wanted to run, we all know I would win.
What? Okay.
No, wait a second. So now she doesn't want to run. It's not even debatable. The Rome Republican wrote in a long post on X, Greene previously pulled her name out of the race for the U.S. Senate, held by John Offset, reportedly under pressure from members of her party, including Trump, who were concerned that she might win big with the conservative primary voters but fall flat in the general election. She was top 10% fundraising in all House incumbents, but understand that she was also, do we have this down here? Trump wanted her out of the governor's race as well. So you understand, she knows that she's locked out of leadership in the House, even though she's doing all this fundraising. She also has made millions of dollars. We're talking in late July. We're talking August of 2025. She's made all this money. She's raised all this money for Trump. She has kissed his ass. She was his loyal soldier in all of the fights about Speaker of the House. She backed down, I think, at one point because Trump said, heel. She vanquished Boebert for Donald Trump's heart. And then Donald Trump takes her dream of being governor or being senator and squashes it. And she realizes, I don't want to be in Congress anymore. Maybe because there's rumors about her insider trading, maybe not. Who knows? And then it's not until a month or two later that she starts going against Trump. Mm-hmm. And so the idea that and if you think she decided 3 weeks before January 5th to resign, not retire, resign, walk away. She's so mad about the Israelis getting weapons and so mad about the Epstein files not being released. She is going to remove herself from the literally 3 or 4 votes that exist in the House that control what the House does at this point. I'm going, does she have 25% at that power at that point as to where the House is going? Could she not have pulled 1 or 2 even Republicans with her if she was voting that way? I don't know. But I'm sorry. She doesn't give a shit about any of this stuff. Not only that, what's a coincidence is if you look back at where she was, let's just go through some of her tweets months before this.
Number 8.
Here's number 8. This was back in the wake of the October 7th attack and Israel's genocidal response. Greene introduced a censure resolution last week against Tlaib. one of two Muslims in Congress. The resolution accuses Tlaib of anti-Semitic activity after she voiced concern over America's continued role in supplying arms to Israel. Continue. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene in the end of 2023. I hope every pro-Hamas student that walks out of their classes today protesting against Israel gets a failing grade. We need to defund all colleges and universities that promote these anti-Semitic protests. Stop rewarding bad behavior. This is back, incidentally, where she thought she had a future in being governor or senator of Georgia until Donald Trump crushed her dreams. Here we go.
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. Pro-Palestine equals pro-Hamas equals terrorists attacking New York with their war on Jews and Christians. I think we'll see New York voting red in 2024. Until then, this will get worse before it gets better. In 2024, Antifa is back, only this time they support Hamas and are prepared to declare jihad. But Biden's DOJ is still rounding up J6 election protesters. Those are the people who took a shit in the House. And and treating them like terrorists. And most Republican members of Congress refuse to help nonviolent J6 protesters. Oh, here we go. This is in 2025. I'm sorry. This is a month before Donald Trump crushes Marjorie Taylor Greene's career ambitions. No Senate, no governor. Here she is.
This is after Mamdani won the primary, I believe.
Yeah, a burqa over the Statue of Liberty. Now, I don't know where the torch is, but whatever. I guess I'm being. Here she is, back in 2023. I stand with Israel. Attacking Ilhan Omar for protecting Palestinians.
Yep.
Well, we could go on, actually, because
About this person who doesn't have a vote in Congress?
about this person who doesn't have a vote in Congress. We could talk about Jewish space lasers, which I don't know. I find that a little suspect. I'm suspicious of people who think that the Jews own space lasers. As to I think it's fair to say that that's sort of an anti-Semitic. I'd say that's anti-Semitic. Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable saying that. She pushed QAnon. She pushed Pizzagate. Someone got shot.
The irony is, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene should be regarded the exact way the never Trump sort of centrists are, which is
100%.
Yeah.
I am happy that Bill Kristol is out there saying shit that is better than Chuck Schumer. Yeah. Jennifer Rubin, God bless. All the Lincoln Republicans or whatever they call them, the Lincoln Group, the Bulwark people, great.
Don't expect him to
Let a
respect
thousand
you.
flower, but and I will tell you, they are a lot more consistent and trustworthy, and it's not so quite obvious as to what their cynical ploy is, as it is with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I'm not equating their positions in any way. I'm just saying the dynamic. And so the idea that we should partner with Marjorie Taylor Greene, listen, if Marjorie Taylor Greene thought that it was advantageous for her to flip back, she would do so in 30 seconds. And what power does she have now? She gave up the only power she wanted to. And here's the reason why. Because she decided she was going to get rid of Trump. But if she's ever going to have a future in the Republican Party, she did not want to be in Congress and actually vote in a way that would have hurt Republicans, because she wants to maintain those relationships. So she goes out, does this stuff that really all the Republicans realize largely have no impact. And that's what's going on here. On top of like the obvious thing as to why AOC would have a personal issue with it, let's play this clip. But even though this clip exists, I don't think it's about that.
Which one?
This is the one where she's going around drunk.
Oh.
This is a clip from just before, this is back in 2019.
Sandy.
I mean, this is amazing that this even exists.
You want to talk to Crazy Ocasio? You come to this little thing and you open it up and you whisper into her.
Session.
This is confession. This is Ocasio confession right there.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I'm an American citizen. I pay your salary through the taxes that you collect from me through the IRS because I'm a tax-paying citizen of the United States. I'm a woman, I'm a female business owner, and I'm proud to be an American woman. And I do not support your socialist policies, and I do not support your murderous abortion policies. As a mother of 3 children, I'm appalled at New York's law for abortion, and it needs to end and it needs to stop now. You're bringing God's judgment on our country, and I'm against it, as well as my friends. So you need to stop being a baby and stop locking your door and come out and face the American citizens that you serve. If you want to be a big girl, you need to get rid of your diaper and come out and be able to talk to the American citizens instead of us having to use a flap, a little flap.
It's kind of like her. She's kind of
Sad.
Oh, the
She's
middle
like,
finger.
she keeps flapping her gums.
Oh,
It's like, this
flappy,
is-
flappy.
Okay, well, each one.
This is like child games.
This is.
This is like child game.
Yeah, this is like child games. I don't know if she's like wasted here or whatever, but here's the point: is that like, and it gets more ridiculous after that. Even if there was no, like individual personal reason for AOC to not trust Marjorie Taylor Greene, everything else should lead this. You know, the people who are trying to argue that we need to partner with Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't mind if you platform her on some level if you think it's going to reach conservatives. If you've got a show with a conservative audience and you bring Marjorie Taylor Greene on to shit on Donald Trump and Epstein, great. If you have a progressive audience and you bring Marjorie Taylor Greene on, you're doing the opposite. Mm-hmm. I mean, it might be for an interesting interview. Maybe. I doubt it. You might get some clicks. But all you're doing is essentially trying to build her up to a progressive audience. Her utility is that she speaks to a conservative audience, and it may undermine some of the support there. Now, I doubt it. Based upon what we look at polling, Republican support for Donald Trump has moved not one iota. Lean Republicans, yes. But I don't know if Marjorie Taylor Greene ever spoke to lean Republicans as opposed to dyed-in-the-wool ones. So you have to understand Marjorie Taylor Greene's project is about Marjorie Taylor Greene. How could she possibly be so vindictive as to do this just to irritate Donald Trump after he destroyed her ambition? Did you see the video of her talking into a mail slot? I mean, so this is ridiculous. It's absurd. It's such an incredible waste.
It's like child games.
It's like child games. You want to criticize AOC on actual policy stuff? Find it, but like that she's not taking Marjorie Taylor Greene seriously enough? Are you ill?
There was a while when Twitter was basically a Son Piker discussion app, and then sometime last weekend it became a Marjorie Taylor Greene discussion app, and I'm using it a lot less now.
I mean, honestly, this is one of those things where, like, you know, people are trying to keep her out of the presidential race or the senatorial race. I mean, this is like an ongoing project of people, and it's stupid. So you're not bringing anybody together by supporting Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, She literally walked away from the one job she had where she was actually representing people and had a vote.
According to 538's Trump score, she's like in the top 3 of voting in line with Trump's agenda, 98%.
Check this out. I can't remember who tweeted this.
Aaron Naraf.
Yeah, I went through the trouble of grading Marjorie Taylor Greene's Palestine record. If she had been a Democrat, she would have ranked 113th in the current House with a 29% score. F grade. Pelosi has a 34% score.
AOC is 4th. I opened it. She's 4th with a B. There's only 3.
I mean, it's just so stupid. God. If I have to read another obnoxious, like just completely stupid jank tweet about this, honestly, it's just its own personal project in trying to build a right-wing audience. Fine, but just please have just like a little bit of self-awareness. I really tried not to say that. I really did. Didn't work. Yeah, what is the predictive markets predict in terms of where Marjorie Taylor Greene will be? Like, do you think she's going to be on the front lines of like the Palestinian rights movement? Do you think she's using all that fundraising power she had to raise money now for Palestinian rights organizations? I mean, give me a break. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.